is nature's candy. Sweet, juicy, and packed with vitamins. We've been told to eat plenty of it for good health. But here's the surprising truth. If you're over 60, some fruits may actually increase your risk of stroke. Why? Because certain natural sugars, potassium levels, and even chemical compounds in fruits can interact dangerously with medications, spike your blood sugar, or thin your blood too much. In this video, I'm going to reveal the top fruits that can be risky for seniors, why they can cause harm, and, most importantly, the safer, delicious alternatives you can enjoy without putting your brain and heart at risk. By the end, you'll have a clear list to follow and the peace of mind that you're making the right choices for your health. If you're watching this video and you want more science-backed and practical health tips to keep you healthy, fit, and strong as you age, make sure to subscribe to Healthy Body Nourishment and drop a comment with your age and where you're watching from. I love to connect with my new seniors and also share a free weekly healthy meal plan with my new subscribers. Before we dive into the fruits, it's important to understand how strokes happen and why seniors are at greater risk. A stroke occurs when blood flow to part of the brain is interrupted, either by a blockage called an ischemic stroke or by bleeding in the brain called a hemorrhagic stroke. As we age, our blood vessels become less flexible and more likely to develop plaque buildup. Conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, and atrial fibrillation add to the risk. But here's where diet, including fruit, comes in. Certain fruits contain high amounts of sugar, potassium, or compounds that can affect blood clotting. Some also interact with common senior medications like blood thinners, blood pressure tablets, or cholesterol-lowering drugs. If we don't choose wisely, even a healthy-looking fruit can quietly raise stroke risk over time. Let's talk about the science and reality of how certain fruits, yes, fruits, can actually increase the risk of stroke in older adults. Now, this might sound shocking. Fruits are healthy, right? Absolutely. Most fruits are packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and fiber. But here's the truth no one talks about. When certain fruits are eaten in the wrong quantity, at the wrong time, or by people with certain health conditions, they can actually tip the balance from health to harm. Let's break this down. 1. High sugar fruits and blood pressure spikes. Fruits like mangoes, grapes, ripe bananas, and lychees are delicious but have a high glycemic load. In seniors, especially those with prediabetes, diabetes, or insulin resistance, these fruits can cause a rapid surge in blood sugar. Why is that a problem? Because sudden sugar spikes trigger the release of stress hormones like adrenaline, which can constrict blood vessels, raise blood pressure, and increase the risk of clot formation in already fragile arteries. 2. Potassium overload in seniors with kidney issues. Fruits like bananas, oranges, cantaloupe, and prunes are potassium-rich. Normally, potassium is a heart-friendly nutrient, but if kidney function is reduced, something that's common in seniors over 65, the body may not filter out excess potassium efficiently. High potassium levels, hyperkalemia, can cause irregular heartbeats, which can lead to blood clots that trigger a stroke. 3. Grapefruit and medication interactions. This is one of the most dangerous and most ignored fruit risks for seniors. Grapefruit and grapefruit juice contain compounds that interfere with liver enzymes responsible for breaking down certain medications. For seniors on blood pressure drugs, blood thinners, cholesterol medications, or anti-anxiety pills, this can mean dangerously high drug levels in the bloodstream, which can cause excessive bleeding or sudden spikes and drops in blood pressure, both major stroke triggers. 4. Excess dried fruits and dehydration risks. Raisins, dates, and dried apricots are nutrient-dense but also concentrated in sugar and fiber. Eating too much can cause dehydration, constipation, and thickening of the blood, making clot formation more likely, especially if water intake is low. 5. Overconsumption of citrus fruits in those with high blood pressure. While citrus fruits like oranges and tangerines are generally healthy, overconsumption in seniors on certain blood pressure medications can lead to dangerous blood pressure fluctuations, either too high or too low. Sudden drops can cause reduced brain perfusion, increasing the risk of an ischemic stroke. So, fruits themselves aren't evil, but for seniors, it's all about type, timing, portion, and medical condition. Let's look at the fruits you should be careful with and what you can enjoy instead. 1. Grapefruit. Risk: interferes with many medications, especially for blood pressure and cholesterol. Can cause blood pressure spikes or drops. Who's most at risk? Seniors on statins, calcium channel blockers, or blood thinners. Safer alternative: oranges or tangerines, in moderation. 2. Bananas. Overripe. Risk: extremely high in potassium when overripe, which can overwhelm kidneys and cause irregular heartbeat. Who's most at risk? Seniors with kidney problems or on potassium-sparing drugs. Safer alternative: green apples or blueberries. 3. Mangoes. Risk: high glycemic index, can spike blood sugar levels quickly. Who's most at risk? Seniors with diabetes or pre-diabetes. Safer alternative: strawberries or raspberries. 4. Cherries. Risk: contain salicylates that thin blood, risky for those already on blood thinners. Who's most at risk? Seniors with clotting disorders or hemorrhagic stroke history. Safer alternative: grapes, in moderation. 5. Watermelon. Risk: large portions can dilute sodium levels, causing weakness and confusion. Who's most at risk? Seniors with low sodium blood or on diuretics. Safer alternative: cantaloupe or honeydew melon, in smaller servings. 6. Pineapple. Risk: contains bromelain, which can thin blood and cause excessive bleeding in surgery patients. Who's most at risk? Seniors on warfarin, aspirin, or NSAIDs. Safer alternative: pears. 7. Dried fruits. Raisins, dates, figs. Risk: very high sugar and calorie density, spikes blood sugar fast. Who's most at risk? Seniors with diabetes or weight problems. Safer alternative: fresh berries. 8. Pomegranate. Risk: can interact with blood pressure and cholesterol drugs. Who's most at risk? Seniors on prescription medications. Safer alternative. Cranberries. 9. Lychee. Risk. May cause dangerous blood sugar drops, especially on an empty stomach. Who's most at risk? Seniors with unstable glucose control. Safer alternative. Kiwi. 10. Starfruit. Risk. Contains neurotoxins harmful to seniors with kidney disease. Who's most at risk? Seniors with kidney issues. Safer alternative. Papaya. 11. Papaya. Excessive amounts. Risk. Can thin blood and interact with warfarin. Who's most at risk? Seniors on anticoagulants. Safer alternative. Melons. 12. Coconut water in large amounts. Risk. Very high potassium content. Who's most at risk? Seniors with kidney or heart problems. Safer alternative. Plain water or cucumber-infused water. Fruit is only one part of the picture. Stroke prevention is a whole body commitment, and it starts with what's on your plate. Here's how you can make every meal work in your favor, one bite at a time. Load up on vegetables, your brain's best friend. Vegetables, especially leafy greens like spinach, kale, and collard greens, are loaded with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that protect blood vessels and improve circulation. Why it matters for seniors? Leafy greens contain vitamin K, which helps regulate clotting without overly thickening the blood, plus nitrates that relax arteries for better blood flow. The best picks are broccoli, carrots, tomatoes, sweet potatoes, and bell peppers, all high in antioxidants and fiber. The tip is to aim for at least 2 to 3 cups daily and mix raw salads with cooked veggies to maximize nutrient variety. Number 2. Choose whole grains over refined carbs. Whole grains help keep blood sugar stable and lower LDL, or bad cholesterol, both key for stroke prevention. Why it matters for seniors? Refined carbs can spike blood sugar, increasing inflammation and vessel damage risk over time. The best picks are brown rice, quinoa, oatmeal, barley, and whole wheat bread. The tip is to replace half of your refined carbs with whole grains to start. For example, mix white rice with brown rice at a 50-50 ratio before transitioning fully. Number 3. Focus on lean proteins that protect the heart. Protein is essential for maintaining muscle and organ health, but the type of protein matters. And why it matters for seniors? Fatty cuts of red meat can raise cholesterol and promote plaque buildup in arteries. The best picks are skinless chicken, turkey, fish rich in omega-3s like salmon, sardines, trout, eggs in moderation, and plant-based proteins like lentils, chickpeas, and tofu. The tip is to try fish at least twice a week. Omega-3 fatty acids help reduce clot formation and inflammation. Number 4. Reduce salt. Your arteries will thank you. Too much sodium raises blood pressure, a leading stroke risk factor. And why it matters for seniors? As we age, kidneys become less efficient at removing sodium, making us more salt sensitive. Here are some best practices. Choose low sodium or no salt added canned goods. Flavor foods with herbs, garlic, and lemon instead of salt. Avoid high sodium processed foods like instant noodles, cured meats, and packaged snacks. The goal is to keep sodium under 1,500 milligrams per day. That's less than 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Number 5. Limit added sugars. Keep blood vessels healthy. Sugar spikes cause inflammation and damage to blood vessels, increasing stroke risk. And why it matters for seniors? Many don't realize that sauces, breads, and healthy drinks often hide large amounts of sugar. The best picks are naturally sweet foods like berries, apples, and small amounts of raw honey. The tip is to read labels. Even low-fat products can be loaded with sugar. Aim for no more than 24 grams per day. That's 6 teaspoons. Number 6. Stay hydrated, but choose your fluids wisely. Dehydration can thicken the blood and make clots more likely. And why it matters for seniors? Thirst signals weaken with age, so dehydration can sneak up quickly. The best picks are water, herbal teas, and water-rich foods like watermelon and cucumber. The tip is to keep a refillable water bottle nearby and sip throughout the day. Aim for 6 to 8 cups daily unless your doctor restricts fluids. Number 7. Move your body every day. No diet is complete without movement. Exercise boosts circulation, controls weight, and balances blood pressure. The best picks are brisk walking, gentle yoga, swimming, or even light dancing. The tip is even 10 to 15 minutes twice a day can make a difference. Pair light activity with your meals. A short walk after eating helps control blood sugar and keeps vessels healthy. Now you know, not every fruit is harmless, especially after 60. By making smarter choices, you can enjoy sweetness without the stroke risk. Share this with a senior you care about, and let's keep our hearts and brains healthy together. Which fruit on this list surprised you the most? Comment below. Your experience might help someone else. Also, if you find this video helpful, give it a like, share to all seniors that this video might be of help to, and don't forget to subscribe to Healthy Body Nourishment for more practical healthy tips for seniors.